The view high above our broadcast location tonight, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. In this game, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. This is Kevin Harlan, and beside me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. David Aldridge joins us on the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Well, we're seeing a new trend in NBA practices. Coaches are marking the court in different ways to help players visualize where they need to be. Take, for example, a four-point line, rewarding players for stretching their shooting range. And a corner three, in some cases, is worth 4 points in practice. And that encourages players to take that high-value shot. There's a lot of coaches thinking outside the box by drawing new boxes on the court. Kevin?
A lot of talk about this, David. Some new ground certainly to look at. Thank you. And the Clippers starting five. Ibaka is out there with Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the three spot. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. And it's Marc Gasol. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Caruso in at the two guard. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
Here's LeBron. Almost, but it rolls out.
It can be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
And here's the Lakers. Schroeder outside over Leonard. And James gets it to go on the assist by Schroeder.
What you put out is what you get back. LeBron sets up so many teammates on the catch and shoot. That time, the favor is returned.
Now, here is George. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off him.
Here's James. Clippers able to drain the three. This one for three. Paul George grabs the miss. Here's Beverley. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State. Pass to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Count the basket.
I love it, Kawhi. When you have skills from the mid-range, you don't need to force anything.
And the pass to James. Another miss by LeBron.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yes, let's look on the bright side. You got a great look. It's a play that you might want to go back to again.
Looking to end the run. The shot comes out. Great D that time from Leonard.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
The entire offseason leading up to tonight, Steve, as a player, do you already know if your team has a chance to be special this early?
You know, Kevin, yeah, you do. And I think the teams that I've been on and teams that you see and saying we don't have a chance to win, you try to trick yourself. You're looking at management ownership. Can we make a deal throughout this year to get us in contention? But you got to be realistic. You know the teams that you don't have a chance to win the championship.
And it's George finishing it off.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
chance to check out the stats for Leonard. Great showing for him last season. He was around 26 points a game last year, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
Now here is Davis. 26 points for him last game against Houston. Passes it to Schroeder. From deep three-point range, and the Lakers with another miss.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have the confidence. You have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
You know what another option is? Just give the ball up. Let someone else make a play.
And a big summer for the Lakers, trading for Anthony Davis. For a time, Greg, it even looked like they had a great shot at landing Kawhi Leonard.
He ends up choosing the Clippers, which gives rise to a compelling rivalry. The nexus of NBA basketball has shifted to the city of Angels. Whichever team you root for, LA fans with a lot to celebrate.
Now Beverly, after LeBron's three-pointer that didn't go. George, no good. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Outside, Davis. Leonard with the steal. To the inside, George. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots.
Timeout.
This is why they're way out in front.
And the Lakers call time here.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
When it's time to drive. Show you how fast I'm getting. Let him find his body by 3 Mississippi. Rich and Mel alone cost half a ticket, dog. Need to open up like an auto. Why you in the car keep hanging on to another witness? Them
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Davis. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for LeBron. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Alex Caruso. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. Lou Williams is checked in for Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here.
Looking now at some numbers for Montrezl Harrell. A very nice season for him last year. 5th in field goal percentage, and he's a shot blocker as well. Top 20 in that category last season. Great timing and challenges at the rim.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year.
And yet to attack the paint here, everything's coming from the outside.
Here's Jackson. Makes it off the glass.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Poked loose. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And George with the stuff.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge league with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow.
Here's George. Following the basket by Kyle Kuzma. Outside Jackson takes a 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. Here's Schroeder. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Defending Schroeder is much trickier than it used to be. Has developed his skills to go along with the athleticism.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And you know, Dennis Schroeder, from the moment he came into the league, showed tremendous confidence. He's never been the type to back down.
And he can't hit the second. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and their last time playing against this club, they fell short. A lot of cheap fouls really plagued their starting unit.
Hopefully they exercise better caution in this game and avoid cheap fouls that could get them in trouble again.
Schroeder against Jackson. Shot clock at 6. It's Matthews on the wing. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, you see a lot of players who pick up a controller and fire up NBA 2K, thank goodness, including the king himself, LeBron James.
I play 2K all the time. Seriously, when I'm playing the game, I'm putting certain lineups on the court that I see could actually help us in real life, which is very weird.
Always experimenting, always keeping his mind engaged, Greg, with basketball.
And that's who Bron is. He lives, breathes, and eats basketball.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And quite a position here for the Clippers to be in. What do you think, guys?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. George and Zubats inside at the 4 and the 5. Reggie Jackson out there with Lou Williams, and it's Kennard in at the 3 spot. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. And with Reggie Jackson at the point, you're going to get more of a score than a playmaker.
And that's okay, as long as you plan for that with your assistant. Reggie Jackson is great at creating for himself, but you like to see him do a little bit more to set up the rest of his team.
Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for George. Lakers trail by 19. Schroeder, right side. Lots of room. And it's in there. Schroeder's got 4 this quarter.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Now here's Leonard. He really played well in that last game against Golden State. That one doesn't go. And the Lakers take it the other way. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That will complete this 4-game homestand. Kuzma passes to Matthews. Here's Harrell. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Lakers shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
One shot.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. So, Smitty, if we take James Harden out of the equation, who has the best step-back jumper in the NBA right now?
You know, there's a few guys. Damian Lillard has an unbelievable step back. Steph Curry, Bradley Beal creates a lot of space on his step back jumper.
Now here's LeBron. 29 points for him last game against Houston.
He was really aggressive on the glass, too. He really racked up on the boards out there.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Over in the corner, Williams. Here's the three. Drills the three-pointer. Williams has got 6.
Quick feet, quick release. Hard to check Lou Williams from beyond the arc.
Outside Gasol. Left side Davis. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
Beverly dishes to Morris. Pass to Leonard. Here's Ibaka. And the three off target. And Caruso's got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Right wing. Schroeder against Williams. Schroeder kicks to James. Shot clock at 5. Tries from 16. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Clippers leading by 17. Now Beverly shoots over Schroeder. Rejected by Gasol.
Love how Gasol patrols the court, always on the lookout to reject a shot.
Here's Davis. The second effort, and it's Davis with the jam.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
You know, this is one of his specialties, keeping plays alive, creating second chance opportunities.
Here is Williams after the basket by the Lakers. Morris looking over the floor. And here's Leonard from 3. The shot, no good. James with some nice D. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Schroeder up top. He's covered by Leonard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And let's check out stats for James. Coming off a terrific season, putting in about 27 points a game, 8 assists and 8 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
You know, mentally, he's a pass-first type of player. It gets everyone involved and engaged, and that really sparks this offense.
And the first one drops. And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. Schroeder hits them both. We always see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the 3rd and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do, too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
Lakers trail by 15, and the Lakers call time here.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for the Lakers. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Paul George on top.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Davis, the pass to James. Pass to Caruso. Caldwell-Pope outside. They get it back. And it's Davis missing.
That was excellent contest, preventing him from making something that's usually automatic.
And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
And so it's the Lakers with it. The Clippers getting the bucket. Here's James, sinks the 15-footer. LeBron's got his second bucket.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
Outside Leonard, three-pointer. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Caruso kicks to Caldwell-Pope. And here is LeBron. Clock at 6. That will count. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Kentavious, you guys were getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. How important was that?
I mean, they was important, man. We got to keep them off the glass. We can't get them second shot, and we got to offensive rebound too as well. Get us some second chance at the basket and just keep working hard.
Well, you made it work in the first half, KCP. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, we're seeing what it looks like when Paul George takes over. Knockdown shooter, that sets up his drive. And on the defensive end, he has the length to defend 1 through 5.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make them, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So for the Lakers right now, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Caruso in at the 2-guard spot.
Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverley. gives you no room to get comfortable, and is a thorn in his assignment's side.
Count it. Davis has got his third basket of the night.
Even though Davis can create for himself, you love to see him get set up in rhythm.
To the middle, here's George. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot. And Smitty with Beverly and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now, and it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
Here's James. Paul George making his last shot. LeBron kicks to Davis. Schroeder against Beverly. From deep. It's hauled in by Beverly. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. The pass to George. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Anthony Davis. And it's Matthews in for Alex Caruso. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in. Now here's Leonard. He has 5. No good. Shot missing. LeBron with some nice D.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Schroeder looking over the floor. It's Harrell, top of the key. 5 on the clock. He's looking for LeBron and finds it. That one drops for him. James has got 6.
That's the right strategy. Get the ball to LeBron. Let him go to work.
Schroeder against Beverly. And here's George for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Clippers lead by 19.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
And it's LeBron missing.
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
Passes to George. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Lou Williams is checked in for the Clippers. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Goes back up. Zubac trying to break loose. And it's George missing. Lakers trail by 19. Here's Schroeder. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Clippers. On Friday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the New Orleans Pelicans. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Matthews against Williams.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
For 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Now here's James. He's got 6. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Schroeder, right side. Back to Harrell. LeBron outside. Just 5 on the clock. Loads it up there for Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
Beautiful pass. LeBron, fun to watch. Intelligent, outstanding read.
Beverly, the pass to Williams. Steve, the player tracking data is kind of an interesting thing. It's a big part of scouting now. In fact, AI can accumulate that right from the TV feed, which to me is amazing.
It is. I think if it doesn't distract or take away from our game, to have that type of information live and from a player being able to play in a game, I think it's helpful for everything, for scouting, for, I would say, health reasons, for guys, conditioning. I love it, as long as it doesn't distract from the game.
That's a good point. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And, Kevin, you don't stay a perennial six-man of the year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
Anthony Davis, he's checked in for the Lakers. Caldwell Pope comes in for Wesley Matthews. The Clippers also making some changes. Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverley. Now, here's Caldwell Pope. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. On the wing, George. James covering. And it's George finishing it off.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Caldwell Pope outside. 1:14 left to play in the third. Davis up top. Looking to get it going. James, no good.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
George looking over the floor. Pass to Williams. Goes up at the stripe. Good as the jump shot falls. Williams has got 7 points here in this quarter.
You know, bursting off the screen, Williams makes a quick decision, takes it himself.
Caldwell Pope finds James. Cans the shot from the wing. James has got 8 points. 30 seconds left in the third. Jackson against LeBron. Jackson passes to Kennard. Outside Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Williams double team. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Offensive rebound, Zubac, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
How about up over the 80% mark from the line last year? So he's happy and also consistent there with those numbers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Both teams will make substitutions. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
Bringing a strong work ethic defensively. Morris grinding on the shooter there.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be right back after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So for the Clippers right now, Morris is out there with Kennard. Then it's Williams. And there's Jackson, and it's Ibaka in its center. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
As a defender,
hard to keep up with KCP in transition. He has excellent get up and go.
Jackson passes to Williams. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. It's good. 6 points for Reggie Jackson.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Now here's LeBron. And he goes right over Serge Ibaka and slams it down.
The power of LeBron, even if you tried to give the hard foul, he'll go right through you.
And the bright lights of L.A., perhaps too much for some players. But you know what, Greg? Not for LeBron James.
This guy thrives in the spotlight. The Lakers crafting a roster to satisfy his championship ambitions. Off the court, the City of Angels perfect for maximizing his business aspirations.
And James no good on that one. Coaches talk about young players needing to experience the playoffs to understand that level. Smitty, why is that so hard to simulate without going through it?
Kevin, the reason why is in the playoffs, everything is taken to another level. Also, you're seeing this team night in and night out. They know your plays, you know their plays. It comes down to just execution, and you can't have careless turnovers or those brain freezes you have in the regular season.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Caldwell Pope. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. And so Gasol will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Davis looking for an opening. It's LeBron with the drive. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys. Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Lou Williams. Free throw good, LeBron. And now in his mid-30s, LeBron showing no sign of slowing down.
Man, his dedication to training and really maintaining his body, second to none. Alongside his prodigious athleticism, it seems that's made a huge difference.
Beverly against Schroeder. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. On the wing, James. And again, the Lakers no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And that's some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves. And we'll just see what he does here at the line.
At the line for the Clippers, Marcus Morris. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Steve, the G League is now offering select contracts worth $125,000. They want to attract prospects straight out of high school. What do you think of that?
You know, I like it, Kevin, and I think I'd love to see that number go up, and I like the opportunity for some of those guys to be able to go straight out of high school. It's good for some, it's bad for others, but I think you have to give those guys that opportunity.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markieff, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
Now here's James. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Los Angeles, LeBron James. 2 shots.
Relax on the first.
Free throw good, LeBron.
What is there to say about LeBron that hasn't been said? One of the all-time greats who can completely carry a team.
And both free throws good for LeBron.
See, now he's getting defenders back on their heels a little bit, getting to the foul line here in the second half.
Schroeder against Beverly. Pass to Kennard. Back to Beverly. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Schroeder. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Shooting at a high clip, he's found ways to get quality looks.
James against Leonard. LeBron kicks to Caruso. Here's Davis. But he recovers it.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Clippers leading by 19 points. Beverly looking around. And there's the pass to Kennard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Leonard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball. Very sparing with his turnovers.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And for Kawhi, he never seems like he's forcing the issue offensively.
I mean, he has studied the post games of Michael Jordan, and being able to score at all 3 levels has made the game easy. With his strength and his turnaround jumper, he can get his shot off with ease.
Harrell, he's checked in for the Lakers. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. Well, we know, Steve, the NBA looking at lowering the draft eligibility age from 19 to 18. The one-and-dones would be gone. You like the move?
I do like the move, Kevin. I would just love to have a lot of things in place for these younger guys, whether they're 18, 19, some guys at 25. There's something in place to help these guys, especially some of the things that are having problems with off the court and also financially. Have some kind of third eye to be able to help these guys.
And this is where the G League comes into play, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Here's Beverly following the basket by Anthony Davis. Here's George. That one a little long. Lakers trail by 19. Here's Caruso. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Caruso's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, AD attracts so much attention. He's learned to stay patient and just locate the open man.
Ibaka outside. And it's Leonard, top of the key. The top of the key jumper is on the mark.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out.
And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
And we are talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words what he is able to do on the basketball floor?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time. On a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
First free throw is good. And he's a great scorer. But Anthony Davis's defensive impact, Smitty, perhaps even greater. Do you think he has a chance to ever win Defensive Player of the Year?
Without a question, Kevin. On a team with more weapons, he can focus on the defensive end more. We saw that with Kevin Garnett, who won his Defensive Player of the Year award his first season in Boston.
And both free throws good for Davis. So much new technology, a lot of it so exciting. Steve, did you see the demo of the jersey that can change a player's name and number the other day? Wow, that was something.
I did. I saw the demonstration that Adam Silver did. It is fantastic. I was thinking about myself, Kevin. I played for 7 teams. That's a lot of changing of the name and number.
Yes. That really is. Lakers trail by 17.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Clippers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for George.
Shouldering the load for them all night offensively. He came in focused, ready to go, and he delivered.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
You know, a big change last season for Luke Kennard happened when he stopped worrying about taking bad shots. He was asked to be more proactive on offense and start creating chances for himself instead of waiting for the ball to be swung to him.
And the Lakers making a change here. Bell's checked in. And so he hits both. Here's Waiters. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Bell. Kicks it to Matthews. The fadeaway. Rebound by the Clippers.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
Jackson looking around. And the Clippers miss again. Now here's Matthews. So the Clippers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Lou Williams, you made some big shots to get the win tonight.
I just want to stay aggressive. You know, shoot or shoot. That's what we're supposed to do. I've always been a confident guy. Never got down on myself, so I just continue to be aggressive and just concentrate on the first shot.
Lou, nobody has ever doubted your confidence. Thanks for your time. Kevin?